Hello, welcome back to Collecting Words. Today, I want to talk about a couple different Italian sonnets. Very exciting, I know. I'm gonna start off with a poem by Edna St. Vincent Millay. She was an American poet. She was actually the first woman to win the Pulitzer Prize for poetry for her collection The Harp Weaver in 1923. Specifically talking about Italian sonnets, I want to talk about her one Italian sonnet called Love Is Not All. It was written, well, published in 1931, and it's one of my favorites, in all honesty, but it's beautiful, it's thought-provoking, and to me it kind of captures part of what an Italian sonnet's about. So here it is. Love is not all. It is not meat nor drink, nor slumber, nor roof against the rain, nor yet a floating spar to men that sink, and rise and sink, and rise and sink again. Love cannot fill the thickened lung with breath, nor clean the blood, nor set the fractured bone. Yet many a man is making friends with death. Even as I speak, for lack of love alone, it may well be that in a difficult hour, pinned down by pain and moaning for release, or nagged by want past resolution's power, I might be driven to sell your love for peace, or trade the memory of this night for food. It may well be. I do not think I would. It's pretty cut and dry, you know, she's lamenting about how, well, love isn't a tangible thing, it doesn't satisfy, you know, needs like thirst or hunger or things like that. And so she says, it well may be that in a difficult hour, pinned down by pain and moaning for release, you know, she goes on to say, I might be driven to sell your love for peace, or trade the memory of this night for food, which kind of implies she doesn't see it as being the most important thing when compared to sustenance. The interesting thing is the very last line, where she says, it well may be, I do not think I would. That line right there, she's showing hesitation to trade the idea of love for anything else, really. She never explicitly says she wouldn't trade love for food, but she definitely hints at the fact that she's rethinking her previous stance from the rest of the lines. Now, the thing with Italian sonnets, the way they were originally written in terms of stanza lines, the first 8 lines pose kind of a question, and the last 6 lines are the answer to that question. Now, this is where the second sonnet comes in. It's a sonnet by Darren Wershler. It's really interesting, and it really gets into what do we consider to be poetry? What do we consider to be good poetry, even? What do we consider to be a sonnet? You see a lot of different poets throughout time taking the idea of a sonnet and what it should be, and the exact rhyming scheme, the amount of syllables, the iambic pentameter, everything. And we see them kind of turn it on its head. And it's really interesting. Now, the Italian sonnet I kind of want to talk about is, like I said, by Darren Wershler. It's called Sonnet for Bonnie, and it's 4 characters long. It starts with a question mark and a superscript 8, and the next line is a U with a superscript 6. Question 8, U 6. I know. Like, super weird. But then you really look at it. I was just talking about how the Italian sonnet was 8 lines of a question, and then the answer was the last 6 lines. And we can take also from the title, Sonnet for Bonnie. If you think about it, he's playing around a bit with the idea of an Italian sonnet, with the idea of a love poem. So you get any question that is 8 lines. Any question, what is important in life, etc., etc., who do I love? The answer is always you in the last 6 lines. The answer is always you. It's 4 characters, and when you think about it, it becomes beautiful. It becomes oddly romantic. I think it's really important to say, is this a sonnet? Specifically an Italian sonnet. And I don't know. I don't know the answer to that one. Because on one hand, it's a very romantic, cute sonnet. It's heartwarming in a way. The answer to every question is you. It's cute. But it also doesn't follow a traditional Italian sonnet. And I think that's really for each individual person to decide. You can decide if Sonnet for Bonnie is a sonnet, or if it's just 4 characters that mean something kind of cute. It's considered a visual poem, and I think it's worth mentioning that it's considered a visual poem, because me saying it out loud doesn't really have the same impact as seeing it on the screen. And I think one of the most important things about it is understanding exactly what he's trying to do with the poem. I think it's a pretty good guess to say, saying he loves her. The idea of love, the idea of a relationship, the idea of romance is summed up there. The answer to everything is you. Sorry. The answer to every question is you. I think that's awesome. I think it's cute. It's worth talking about, it's worth thinking about, it's worth asking ourselves, what is poetry? And it's something that everybody has to answer for themselves. Sonnet for Bonnie can be seen as the most simplified form of an Italian sonnet. You could even see it as a teaching tool almost, like, this is how you write an Italian sonnet. You know, these 8 lines questions, these 6 lines answers. But it's so much more than that. And it's worth noting, it's worth thinking about. So that's the end of this collecting words. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please let me know. And I'll see you next time.